Hello, and thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a while since I've done a blog post and a blog video, so I'm excited to be here talking with you today. Today I want to talk to you about conscious parenting. It is a book that I've picked up called The Conscious Parent, and I picked that up the other day, and 4 pages in and I was like, holy shit, this book is amazing and this woman is onto something, and I want to help support that message. And I would love for you to take a few minutes and just hear what I have to say, and if it resonates, I would love to for you to share it with other parents or parents-to-be that you know, because I think it is super, super important. So conscious parenting is all about being conscious, obviously, as a parent with how you are with your child, I suppose. So babies are born into this world with their own spirit, their own soul, and their own life purpose. But we can tend to get all up in that thinking we know best, and slowly we start to dim their light. They get further and further away from their life purpose, and it gets harder and harder for them to figure out what that is, and it'll probably get on later and later in life until they figure out that eventually, if they ever do. So it's, we've got to remember that, babies and children have feelings and emotions. They have bad days, and especially with newborn babies, we think that they're just like babies that eat, sleep and poo and that's it. But they have stuff going on in their brain. They already are very aware on what is happening. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I can't remember where I heard or read, but that was something that I read, that they do have their own emotions. So ever since she was born, I've never been one to shush her when she's crying or tell her to stop crying, unless now that she's a toddler, she starts to put on a bit of drama, and I'm just like, you're just being silly. But true crying, when they're babies, it might be just because they got a dirty nappy or they're hungry or they're tired, but there's feelings there, and the only way that they know how to express that is through crying. So who am I to tell her to stop crying? All I do is I cuddle her and I tell her that mummy's here, and I give her love. And I think more of us need to do that instead of shushing them and telling them to stop crying. Just let them express their emotions. Be conscious that they do have those feelings and emotions, because if someone told me to stop crying and to shush when I was upset about something, I'd be pretty pissed off, and I'm sure you would be as well. So why do we do that to our children? Allow them to be what they need to be in that moment, and if that's crying and upset, just give them a big hug and just be there for them and support them through that time. They will get through it, and then I'm sure they'll be playing and happy 5 minutes later. But just be there for them and give them the love that they need at that time. And a client of mine, she had a 5-year-old a couple of years ago, and she let her daughter dress herself. And yes, it may have been crazy clashing patterns and colours or gumboots with dresses, but she just embraced that and nurtured her daughter wanting to be able to dress herself and express herself in the clothes that she chose. So again, who are we to stop that? When you really think about it, it is society that has imprinted shit in our brain telling us that we need to dress a certain way, look a certain way, do certain things, and we start to put that onto our children. And we shouldn't be doing that, because we need to know that that stuff that we think of, our ego, our negative Nancy voice, is just bullshit. It's not true. So we need to stop putting our crap on our children and babies, because as I said earlier, we are dimming their light. We are getting them further and further away from their life purpose. So don't force them into taking music lessons or doing sport or taking art classes if they don't enjoy it and don't want to do it. Give them the space to figure out what it is they want to do and who they want to be. And when they're younger, it might change all the time, but just give them that space and the opportunity to try and explore. And I'm sure they will eventually find the thing that they love, because you've given them the space. You haven't forced them to do anything that they don't want to do. And when we give them the space to do that, we allow them to be who they need to be and who they want to be. Life is more enjoyable for them and for us. So we need to stop putting our societal thoughts that we have onto our children. We need to nurture them and support them and allow them to explore and find things that they want to do. You know, people that say you need to go to university, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you know, that's just not right. That is our own stuff, again, projecting onto our children. So we need to be conscious, as the conscious parent says, to step back and allow our children to figure out who they want to be, trying things, getting dirty, whatever it may be. As my daughter's going from baby into toddler, yesterday it was cold outside. We're from Melbourne and it's winter here at the moment. But she wanted to go outside at the moment. She's loving playing with stones in the garden. So I rugged us both up. It wasn't wet or anything outside. So I rugged us both up, took out a picnic blanket and just let her explore the backyard, playing with her stones, crawling on the grass, getting in the dirt, you know, letting her figure out this world for herself. Instead of stopping her and thinking, oh, she's going to get dirty, or she's going to, you know, do this, that, and the other, just letting her go. Of course, we need discipline. They need boundaries. They need to know what is right and wrong. And that's not what conscious parenting is about. It's not about letting our children run wild. It is just being conscious that they do have feelings. They already have a life purpose. They've got their own soul and spirit. And instead of dimming their light and pushing them further away from all that sort of stuff, just giving them openness and space to figure out what it is that they want to do with their life and what it is that they want to enjoy. So like I said, you know, with my daughter, I'm not one to shush her and stop her from crying. So doing that sort of thing, allowing her to express her emotions the way that she needs to express her emotions. And my daughter is a Taurus, so she's very strong-willed, very strong-headed. She knows what she wants. And when she has a moment, I just let her have her moment. I don't give her any attention to it. I just let her sit there and have her moment. And then she moves on and she's fine. Instead of telling her off. You know, if she's like laying on the floor crying, being silly, you know, just because she wants my attention, I just let her have a moment and then go on to it. You know, I'm not going to tell her off for being herself, I think is a big thing. Don't tell them off for being who they are. Now, of course, you know, there's going to be exceptions to the rules, as there always is. But if you're conscious on how you are parenting and making sure you're not projecting your stuff onto them, whether that be a career that you think that they should do or a sport that they should play, just let them figure it out for themselves. Expose these things to them, but allow them to figure out what they like and what they don't like. And if they don't like something, don't force them into doing it. So that's my little message for you today. I think, you know, we can really screw up our children's lives if there is no manual for parenting, so we're always going to have things that we'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have done it this way. But, you know, as a whole, if you're conscious of what is going on and allowing your children to have that space, just support them, love them, nurture them, and be on the sidelines being their biggest cheerleader. I hope that resonates with you, and I would love for you to share this blog post and video with any parents-to-be or parents that may need to see this message. I think it's really, really important for future generations. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much again. Big love. Bye.